CEO pay has long been the source of controversy, but a new AFL-CIO report may heighten the tension levels higher. CEOs at the nation's largest publicly traded companies received 373 times the compensation of the average production and non-supervisory worker last year, according to the report, and that gap appears to be widening. The WSJ's Melanie Trottman is here to discuss. Welcome to you, Melanie. Good to see you.
Hi, Lee. Good to see you, too.
All right. So CEO compensation rose nearly 16% last year to an average of about $13.5 million. That was for the S&P 500 CEOs, while the average workers' wages rose just 2.4% to about $36,000 a year. That's a big chasm. Is this coming as a surprise?
You know, Lee, I think yes and no. I think it is a surprise in that this has been an issue that's been out there for several years now. I mean, labor groups have been hammering away at this. Other groups have been hammering away at this, at income inequality, at wide pay gaps. And so I think we might have expected that the gap would narrow. But at the same time, the issue has been out there for several years. It hasn't gone away. There hasn't been really any movement on the federal level in Congress to increase minimum wage. There has been movement in cities and states across the country. And so for that reason, I mean, we've seen wages start to go up on the low end, but it hasn't been by a large amount. And so it would take a lot of increase on the low end in order to start really narrowing those gaps.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Melanie. This report has been produced by the Union Federation for a while now, and there have been some criticisms. What are some of the main criticisms?
Well, the main criticism is that, they're not doing an apples-to-apples comparison. And, that criticism comes largely from corporations, many of the corporations who are featured in this report. And it's true, it's not an apples-to-apples comparison. The reason is that the compensation that the Federation uses for CEOs, it not only includes pay, it also includes stock options, it includes bonuses, and other incentives that they get. The amount that they use for the rank and file workers, it just really includes pay. It doesn't include stock options. It doesn't include, well, most of them don't get stock options. It doesn't include 401k or pension plans. So, that's why there's the criticism. And what the AFL-CIO says is that a lot of the data it would need to do that aren't available, and that, companies don't really release specific pay levels, and so it relies on Labor Department information that really just provides strictly pay for, rank and file workers. And so that's why there's that criticism about the report.
Okay, but how can the AFL-CIO now go and use this information to advance its agenda?
Well, it can use it in a few ways. I mean, the number one way is to raise wages. I mean, that's been, the Federation has said time and time again that's its top priority. It's its top priority in 2016. It will definitely play prominently in the 2016 elections. So it'll use it that way to put pressure on candidates to take action on raising wages if they want labor unions support. And labor unions do, they give a lot of money to to get out the vote, usually on behalf of Democrats in elections. So that's one way. They could also use it to help their union organizing. And they could do that by, going to workers and saying, look at these huge pay gaps. Look how little you're making versus what the CEO of your company is making. Let us come in and organize you. Let us help you, collectively bargain for more pay. So, that's another way in which it could use that information. And then I think it could use it just to press lawmakers in Congress right now and lawmakers in states and cities across the country to boost minimum wage and, for workers and not even just minimum wage through legislative ballots, also through corporate campaigns like the Service Employees International Union has been running a corporate campaign against McDonald's Corp. And some other fast food restaurants, just trying to push companies to raise wages on their own for workers.
All right, Melanie Trottman, all over your beat as always, and I really, really love the glasses. Looking good today. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.